everybody, welcome to Thermomix Adventures. My name is Lisa Keegan and today we are making some luscious bliss balls, a bit like the ones you'd get in a local cafe down the road to put in our grazing box. You can make this recipe though anytime. It doesn't need to be for a grazing box, and the beauty of this recipe is it's actually got 4 ingredients. It's as simple as that. So today let me show you how to do this in the Thermomix. This recipe though has come from a long way back. I used to make this recipe before I had a Thermomix, and it would take about 2 to 3 minutes to get this to the right texture. With a Thermomix, it's nowhere near that amount of time. So let me show you how. First thing you're going to add to your bowl is some dates. 24 dates in there, in they go. They can be medjool, they can be pitted, it's fine. Any of the above is perfectly fine. What we're going to do now is we're going to put the lid on and we're going to turbo them down just to break the texture up of those dates a little bit. Mine particularly are frozen, and this helps with that, okay, because they're frozen. I actually store mine. Just one more. I actually store mine in the freezer so that they last pretty much indefinitely. I mean, they lose their quality over time. However, they're still well and truly usable, 2 years down the track. All that did there was dice them down a little bit to start that process off. I'm also checking there's no seeds. One of the kids had a look through them, and they're supposed to be seedless, but there's nothing worse than biting into a bliss ball and having a massive chunk of seed that gets stuck in your tooth. Okay, so 24 dates, and then you need into your Thermomix a few more things. You need 80 grams of nuts or seeds. I've just got almonds. You can activate them by soaking them overnight if you'd like. Unfortunately, I'm never that organized to do so, so we're not going to. Then we're going to add 45 to 50 grams of cocoa powder. You could use cacao as well. I've used that in the past. Why does my scales? There they go. So definitely whatever, preference you've got. I've even been desperate at times and used drinking chocolate. It is a little sweet though if you do that. I am going to be, by the looks of it, a little light on today. That's okay. Work with what you've got. The dates in there are beautiful anyway. I'm going to go for 30 grams by the looks of it. And that goes. Now we're going to put in some coconut oil. Now this is more important if you don't have medjool dates. You can get away with not needing as much of this if you've got those because they're so soft and juicy. But I've got the more drier variety, the pitted one, so I will need a bit of softening in there, so to speak. So 2 teaspoons of coconut oil, in it goes. You can see it's quite cold around here at the moment, so you can see that mine's quite hard. Your coconut oil actually solidifies in winter and it's soft in summer. Hopefully that fell down enough. No, it's still stuck on the side. So 2 teaspoons of that. In it goes. So now we're going to turn this up to speed 10 and we're going to let it go until it's the texture that you like. Now these are going to be made into beautiful big bliss balls, okay, like golf ball size. The beauty of these is you can turn them into whatever you like. So if you want little snack size ones, you can. If you want to put them in a snack tray, like there's molds in the mix-it shop that are little muesli bar size ones, you can do that. You can even put it in those ones and then cut them up into squares afterwards. You can put them into cupcake containers. I tend to like the silicone ones. You can pop them out at the end. They just have to sit in the fridge and refrigerate for a little while to solidify everything together. So let's finish this off. And I would love to know, those of you watching on, enjoying these videos, have you made bliss balls? Do you have a favorite recipe? Are you buying them? And if you're buying them, I do hope this really inspires you to use what you've got in your pantry to make something amazing. Now up to speed 10, and this is a cook by the ear recipe because depending on the texture of your medjool dates or your normal dates, and mine have been frozen, so you could hear before when I turboed them, they were quite solid still. So it really does depend. It also depends on the amount of oil in the nuts. Nuts by nature have oil in them, and they can release that a bit like peanut butter, faster or slower. So you just have to listen and look at when it starts coming together. So let's spin it up to speed 10 and let's just see how we go. And what I could hear to start off with was the first 10 seconds was pretty much turning it into like a flour, kind of, like it would have been a rough flour. The next 10 seconds, you could hear it starting to get finer and nearly pastish, and now it was starting to get a bit grippy. So you could hear these last few seconds, the last 10 seconds, it was starting to grip to the sides, which means it's releasing its oils. Look at that. Does that not look absolutely amazing? So let's have a look, and that's 30 seconds so far. Let's have a look at its texture. The only way to do that is actually grab it out and see if it sticks together. So squeeze it together, and it is sticking together beautifully. So I'm completely happy with that. Now, ordinarily, I would grab my ice cream scoop out of my amazing Thermomix kitchen toolkit, okay, and I would use that because it gives me a really even size. Unfortunately, my family think it's a great idea to use my bits and pieces as well, and they've absconded with it, goodness knows where. So I'm going to have to do this very roughly by hand instead. So I do like to get them even. Nothing annoys me more than having different size ones, although I don't really have the patience to get them even. So I'm just going to start with one really nice golf ball size one. And you can see I'm just pushing it together with my hand. They don't particularly roll. I find that they can be too crumbly still. And these are going to look beautiful in the box. Now you could coat these in some cocoa powder. You could put coconut on them. I don't like coconut, it gets stuck in the teeth. But you could do that sort of stuff. Chocolate shavings, if you want to make it really fancy, to go in your grazing box. So, you know, with the grazing box, you're wanting to look for color. You're wanting to make it, break it up with different things of different colors in there. So we've got our 2 different crackers, we've got our 2 different colored dips, and now we've got something quite luscious in there, a bit of a desserty style thing. There's not much sweets in there. There is fruit that I'll be putting in there, but there's really not much that's the sweets. So this is kind of that dessert at the end. So there you go. There's one nice big Bliss ball. So I reckon you'll easily get probably 8 large Bliss balls out of this. I think you'd get 24 standard little ones out of it. So I think you'll get quite a significant amount out of it, which is depends on how many people you're trying to serve with your grazing board. So I'll just show you this last one, and it's just a matter of pushing it together. So 30 seconds. I remember back in my days pre-Thermomix making these in a food processor or blender where it was taking 2 minutes or more. 30 seconds is all you need in a Thermomix to bring these together into something absolutely amazing. So I really want to weigh them to check they're the same size. Oops, you can't see that. Back we go. So there you go. Bliss balls, 30 seconds, 4 ingredients. Give them a go in your Thermomix. 24 dates. This was 30 grams of cocoa. It's supposed to be more like 35, 40, but anyway, 2 teaspoons of coconut oil and 80 grams of nuts or seeds. Totally up to you. But I'd love to see what you make. I'd love to see you assembling your own cheese platter grazing board with these amazing recipes. There's nothing more satisfying than knowing that you've done it yourself. And if you want to take it even further, step it up even more, remember to check out my cheese course. I have a course where you learn to make creme fraiche. You learn to make fromage blanc, which is a beautiful French cream cheese. You'll learn to make ricotta and feta and halloumi. So there's so many things that you can do in your Thermomix to just take it up the next level. So check out that link as well. Otherwise, guys, have a fantastic afternoon and evening. Give this recipe a go. Cook along with the video and tell me what you think. And of course, share this with your friends and family who need the ease that a Thermomix brings in their kitchen. Being able to make Bliss balls in 30 seconds. How cool is that? So take care, and I will see you next time on the next video. My name is Lisa Keegan. Bye for now.